What is accounting? Accounting is essentially the language of business. Well, then you ask, what's business? Business comes in many forms, but the typical two ways would be through service as well as sale of goods. So for instance, if you have a car and you sell the car, that would be a sale of goods. If you go and you take your car to go get maintenance for oil and maintenance, then they would be providing a service for you. Those are the two different types of business. Who speaks this language? Well, essentially there's three different types of people who speak this language. You have your internal workers. So essentially, if you are creating the cars, everybody on the inside of the business wants to be on the same page. They're going to be using financial statements inside the business. Then you're going to be having your externals, such as your investors, people who want to put money into your business to see it succeed as well as make some money for themselves. And then you have Uncle Sam. He wants to go ahead and tax you. All three speak different languages. So for instance, if you're selling the car and you make $1 million, well, that's great for your investors. They want to put money into you. But for Uncle Sam's purpose, he wants to tax you off that $1 million. So it's your goal to try to make that as low as possible. How do you communicate? We communicate multiple different ways. The first way would be internally, using financial statements. Financial statements consist of three different documents. You have your balance sheet, which is a snapshot in time of the financial health of your company. You also have your income statement, which represents your profits that you've made over a period of time, typically a month, 3 months, or a full year. And then we communicate through statement of cash flows, which is essentially letting you know how much money that you have at any given time so that you can make a power move. This is how we communicate internally. Externally, we use these same exact financial statements, but we follow rules called GAAP, Generally Accepted Accounting Principles, where we have to follow the rules provided by the government. But it's the same financial statements. Now, we also communicate through the government for tax purposes using the Internal Revenue Code, and we communicate with them using 1040s and different schedules on the tax return. These are three different languages for three different purposes, and as an accountant, we have to communicate in all three areas. Typically, when I talk to a client, they may know one area really well. They know how to make their profits, or they may know how to do their taxes really well. But the value of an accountant is that an accountant can speak all three languages. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully you learned something. If you have, feel free to like, comment, and share, as well as follow me on any one of my social media platforms. Have a good day.